Hi, I'm Dr. Divina Lopez, a board-certified pediatrician with over 10 years of experience in pediatrics, and you are listening to Dancing into Parenthood. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dancing into Parenthood. I'm Dr. Divina Lopez, a board-certified pediatrician serving the New York and New Jersey area. And today I have this lovely guest. Her name is Disha Gehani, and she is the founder of Tiny Touch JC. And I found her on Instagram, and I found it so interesting because this had been a practice that I used with my son since he was born, which is infant massage. And I felt like it helped him out so much. He was a very colicky baby. He was a baby who was very fussy and difficult to sleep. So doing things like massage helped to soothe him. And so when I found Disha, I was like, oh my goodness, this is great. This is something that I have to absolutely bring to my parents and all my followers because I know how well this works. And I know the benefits that this brings for bonding. And I think that this is something that parents would love to know about and practice with their own babies. So welcome, Disha. Thank you so much for doing this podcast with me.
Hi, Divina. Thank you so much for an amazing introduction. And it's lovely to chat with you today. I'll just quickly introduce myself to everyone.
Yes.
I am Disha Gehani. I'm a nurturing touch educator and a certified instructor of infant massage associated to the International Association of Infant Massage, which is based out of Sweden. And I am the owner of Tiny Touch. We basically work towards promoting nurturing touch for infants by teaching families in private as well as group settings. And I have been privileged to support several new moms on their postpartum journey by using nurturing touch techniques as well as infant massage to address common infant concerns and also help raise physically as well as emotionally secure and sound babies.
Right, yes. That's what I think is such a benefit from using the infant massage is when you have that bond with your baby, you really help to develop their emotional well-being, and that helps them to grow into children that are just usually a little more calmer, better with achieving their milestones. And I think, an emotionally intelligent baby is going to grow into a very emotionally intelligent adult. And this will bring just so much more peace in the family and make relationships better for everybody. So what is the importance of touch for a newborn?
So when we talk about touch is the first sense to develop in the utero and the last sense to leave us before we die. So it's a basic behavioral human need,
Right.
Human beings cannot survive without touch.
Right.
And healthy touch is what a human infant needs to thrive. So basically, holding a baby, physically holding them, carrying them, rocking them, swaddling, all these activities are very important and they contribute towards the mental as well as emotional development of an infant. So these factors are responsible for their development, and a lot of research shows that infants whose mothers and fathers are not able to bond with them, or they have difficulties in touching, cuddling, talking to them, communicating with them, those infants suffer developmental delays.
Right.
So I feel it's a very primary responsibility of a parent to bond through touch. So it's like human babies can spiral downward even if they receive the best nutrition, and that is primarily because of the lack of touch.
Right.
So touch is as necessary as food is for a human infant.
Correct. Yeah. Yes, it is a basic need. And how does massage help babies?
So, baby massage and nurturing touch techniques are age old techniques, and
Mm-hmm.
they are practiced over hundreds of years across various cultures of the world. I originally come from India, and baby massage is very much prevalent there. It's originating, in fact, from ancient India. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
some other cultures have it too. History as well as a lot of research confirm to multiple physical as well as emotional benefits associated with baby massage for both the babies as well as for new moms. It also
Right.
helps in alleviating new moms on their postpartum journey. So it's very simple, whether you're trying to just soothe your baby to dreamland and ensure they sleep better, or you're just trying to calm your crying baby, relieve them of common infant problems like gas, constipation, mucus discomfort in case of cold and congestion,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe teething when they are about to teeth and they're going to be all itchy. So massage and tender touch can really help address all these concerns for a child.
Yes. Yes.
And when we look at some more benefits in detail, it helps to stimulate all vital systems of the baby's body. So when we
Mm.
talk about vital systems, I include all of it. That is the immune system, the respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive, vestibular, which promotes coordination and balance.
Right.
And massaging a baby for just 1 month, and that is maybe like 15, 20 odd minutes a day. It doesn't have to be an elaborate routine, but massaging them for just 15 minutes a day can actually increase the number of white blood cells and killer
Mm-hmm.
cells in a baby's system, immune
Mm-hmm.
system. And this can help them fight various infections and infectious diseases. So
Yes.
right. And also, we have something called as myelination. So, massage promotes myelination.
Mm-hmm.
Myelin is a layer around the nerve cells.
Mm-hmm.
So, the main objective, the primary function is to speed up the transmission of impulses along the nerve cells. So, it's
Right.
like a coordination between your brain and the nervous system, and
Right.
massage enhances this function, and it helps to speed up the transmission of these impulses.
Nice.
So
You
you are not only helping your baby, in terms of just addressing common infant concerns, but you're giving them lifelong benefits.
know. Mm-hmm.
And also for parents and babies both experience release in anti-stress hormones like
Yes.
serotonin, oxytocin.
Yes.
Oxytocin is a cuddle hormone.
Mm-hmm.
It
That's
helps you
my
to
favorite
bond.
hormone.
Totally.
It's my
Applicable
favorite. It's my
everywhere.
favorite. Yeah, it's the same hormone that's released in breastfeeding too, right? So it makes you feel nice and
Yes.
cozy and sleepy. And it was my favorite part of, having an infant. The time that we got to spend and bond with each other, and you just feel
Yeah.
that oxytocin like immediately because you're just like in such a nice state.
Totally. In
Yeah.
fact, this has been very well explained in this documentary on babies
Mm-hmm.
on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I recommend the listeners to even look at that. It's very informative and super fun to watch how
Okay.
babies and parents bond.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, definitely oxytocin, and along with oxytocin, there's also release of prolactin in moms. So
Mm-hmm.
prolactin is a hormone that induces lactation.
Yes.
So, there are like multiple benefits and
Mm-hmm.
something that you're going to always experience while your baby is small and also when your baby is growing up. So
Yeah.
it's just like a simple stroking and touching and all that you do with your child helps you bond, communicate, respond to their needs respectfully. So,
Right.
the main objective here is to understand that babies are aware human beings just like us,
Mm-hmm.
and they have their own needs.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own desires. It's very important to address what they're feeling, how they're feeling, and
Yes.
respond to them
Yes.
accordingly.
Right.
So,
And this also helps them to feel very safe and secure with their parents. And, I think for me personally, like as a pediatrician, seeing parents in the office, and as much as I love my new parents, I think, this is something great for even relieving anxiety with the parents. This is a really great tool to have, because when you have a crying baby at home, or you're going through that really colicky period with your baby, it can produce a lot of anxiety. And that's not even talking about postpartum anxiety. So the other thing, I think that for me, like I just like to have alternative treatments for parents. I think new parents are looking for alternative treatments besides whatever I can give them for, like, let's say, for example, for colic, giving them some gas drops or something like that. I think it's nice to have this sort of alternative treatment to use, because then you're physically also doing something and promoting the bonding at the same time. So
Absolutely.
how early can a parent begin massaging their baby, and up to what age can babies be massaged?
So a baby can usually be massaged as early as 3 days following
Mm-hmm.
birth.
Okay.
But however, it's never too late to start massaging your child. So, but typically I've observed with all my experience that parents want to first settle in with their child. They want to first get a hang on the new things around feeding, nursing, and just like diaper changing, bathing the baby. So it's totally okay to start massaging your baby after a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then
Mm-hmm.
try and massage your baby every day. Also, one more thing that I would like to add here is, sometimes you might experience that when you're massaging your baby, initially your baby is resistant, the baby's muscles are stiff, uh, you know, probably your baby might be fussy. So it's very
Mm-hmm.
important you respect their moods at that particular time and avoid
Mm-hmm.
massaging and then continue massaging later. So
Okay.
it's yeah, that's what we recommend. We recommend healthy touch, and we do not forcefully touch and massage a baby when a baby is crying.
Right.
um, However, I think massage is welcome at all ages. You
Mm-hmm.
don't really have an age limit. We enjoy a massage. I mean, I would love to
Yes.
go get a massage and get a
Yes.
body rub,
Yes.
de-stress, relax myself.
Mm-hmm.
So there are ways to massage a grown up. There are ways to massage a toddler. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, they are slightly different from the way you massage a baby, and they're a lot more respectful and a lot more interactive with them.
Right. And when we had first met and we had our conversation, I remember you talking about, even for expectant parents, learning about you, and, even making this maybe part of their birthing plan at the hospital. So if you can talk just a little bit about that.
Definitely. I'm glad you got this up because I was excited to share about this.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there are quite a few tips that pregnant moms can, maybe check for. The first one I would like to share is the vernix. So
Mm-hmm.
when the baby is born, they are born with a cheesy like substance on
Mm-hmm.
their skin, which is
Right.
called the vernix
Yeah.
caseosa.
Right.
And this vernix caseosa is something that acts like a natural moisturizer for a baby's skin.
Mm-hmm.
It protects the skin from dryness, from cracking and scaling, and it also protects a baby's skin against infections.
Right.
So it is advisable, and in fact, the WHO recommends leaving the vernix on the baby's skin for a minimum 6 hours post
Mm-hmm.
delivery, post
Mm-hmm.
birth.
Mm-hmm.
However, the ideal is 24 hours. So if you could leave it
Wow.
on the baby's skin for 24 hours, it's going to be super beneficial and nothing like it. So you basically delay your baby's first bath
Mm-hmm.
and try, bathing them after the first 24 hours. If
Mm-hmm.
not, then at least a minimum of 6 hours for it to get absorbed into the skin, because it also has antimicrobial properties.
Right.
Um, so
Yeah. I
that's one
I
tip.
think a lot of people don't know about this, and I think this is something that should be discussed maybe with their doulas, or with their OBGYN, so that they can make this a part of their birthing plan if this is something that they would be interested in. because I feel most hospitals now are open to new ways of doing things with
Totally.
lots of different birthing centers and people having home births or these water births and stuff. I know that people love having these more natural ways to approaching the birthing process. And I think it's beautiful because, you know, it really is a natural process. And I don't think that it's something that we need to force in a setting that parents are not comfortable in, but having, you know,
Totally, I
other
agree.
information about what is naturally healthy for a baby is so nice. Because, you know, for me from residency, I'm just used to like I receive the baby from the OBGYN usually, and then, you know, I check the baby,
Mm-hmm.
make sure everything is fine, but then the baby goes off to the nursery, and I don't like that separation. Like for me personally, it's really sad. I had an emergency C-section and my baby was
Oh,
taken away, and, you know, I understood like I had to finish up in the OR and then everybody else went with the baby. But that part really saddened me as a mom. And had I had another opportunity maybe to have another baby, I would have done things very differently. But, you
right.
know, knowing information like this is something that I think is beneficial for parents, because although yes, I am a medical doctor, I'm not set in just doing things according to what our like usual allopathic practices are in the hospital. I love incorporating these more alternative practices, which I really do believe in, because I know how beneficial, you know, these things are. There's a reason why we're born with this vernix, right? There's a whole reason for it.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
then, you know, what
It's
I see later on in the in the office is that the parents bring the baby to me and they're peeling all over, and then, you know, so maybe
uh-huh.
something like this will help to prevent that, because I know the parents get so scared when they see this. I usually just, you know, let them know this is a normal thing. The peeling happens afterwards. They're shedding that skin. But I know it worries so many parents. So maybe this would be a way to help resolve that problem.
Absolutely. And there was also an exception that I would want to mention here. Babies who are, born with the meconium staining,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
babies born to mothers who are HIV positive, for
Mhm.
them specifically, it's not advisable to
Right.
leave the warning on. It's very essential they have their first bath immediately after delivery.
Right.
So
Thank you
this
for
is one
adding that. Yes.
right. I and also about another thing I would want to mention here is skin to skin contact with the
Mhm.
mother in the
Mhm.
first few hours post birth,
Mhm.
which I'm sure a lot of hospitals are,
Promoting
doing.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, they are promoting these
Mhm.
practices. So skin to skin is something that is very beneficial again for pregnant moms. They need to know that, I mean mainly mostly all hospitals are promoting it, but if there is a hospital that is not, I think it's important for the parent to ask for it,
Yes.
because it definitely promotes the baby's health,
Yes.
emotional health. It helps to
Yes.
regulate baby's body temperature as well as the
Mhm.
blood sugar levels, the
Mhm.
heart rate.
Mhm.
All in all, very good for the mother and child as well to hit it off and bond right in the first few hours.
That's right. Yeah. And I really believe like the bonding begins even before that baby arrives, right? You should be
Absolutely.
bonding with your baby while they're growing inside of you and having that connection with them, talking to them, dancing with them, singing to them. I think all of those things are really important to do with your baby. So I always promote, you know, doing stuff like that. I love for parents to have a really deep connection with their children. But I know,
Totally.
for example, like there's a lot of myths about spoiling your baby if you're doing massages, and you know what would you say about that?
When it comes to spoiling babies, I feel there are a lot of influencers, writers, and behaviorists, who usually talk about conditioning a baby's behavior to an adult's behavior, like similarly, like in the same pattern, conditioning
Mhm.
your baby to behave like an adult, uh,
Mhm.
and mainly by ignoring their cries, not offering too much affection and love, propagating the cry it out approach. In fact,
Right.
there are a lot of baby care programs and providers who propagate the cry it out approach. There are lots of fads and myths around damaging your infant's metabolism if you're breastfeeding too much or if you're catering to breastfeeding on demand. So I
Mm-hmm.
think uh, also parents are also advised not to sleep with their babies, like co-sleeping, room sharing. So a
Right.
lot of people advise against this. However, I suggest and I recommend the complete opposite of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, there's nothing called as too much love. There's nothing called as too much care for a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest, it's essential to touch, cuddle, love, swaddle as much as you can. I totally understand it can get overwhelming sometimes
Mm-hmm.
for a parent. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
it does, because
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
you
it's
need your alone
definitely a
time too.
new.
Yeah.
Absolutely
You need
right.
a balance.
Um, right, but the no cry it out approach can be very harmful for an infant growing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's very essential that when your baby is crying, you hold them,
Mm-hmm.
provide your nurturing touch. Maybe you could
Mm-hmm.
just sit beside them and keep a hand lovingly and just let them know that you're
There
right
for them.
beside
Yes.
them.
Yes.
And yeah,
Yeah,
so
because that's how you build trust too. Your baby is
absolutely.
learning to trust you, that you're going to be there for them. Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
that's
So you be
important.
there, you let them cry, but at the same time, you be besides them. This helps the baby to feel better by crying and venting out. It's the same for an adult as well. I mean, we all benefit from a good cry.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're like all too heavy and you're frustrated, you just
Yeah.
cry it
You
out.
gotta
And
let it out.
if you
Mm-hmm.
have someone to listen to you, hear you out, you just feel good that okay, there is someone to talk to you about it.
Yes.
So it's similarly for a child. And I think it's a very simple example that I would want to provide. Like for us, parenting is new, right? Definitely. But for a baby, it's like a whole new world out there. They are practically trying to decipher every small and new thing that is happening to
Yes.
them, that is happening around them.
Yes.
So, right from the daily activities of nursing, feeding, bathing,
Mm-hmm.
to the
Mm-hmm.
small objects around them, the parents' faces, people around them, the new faces they come in contact with,
Yes.
the new objects. So, I think there's so much more for a baby to process on a day to day basis, and there's so much stimulation in the environment, which sometimes can definitely affect the baby and make them feel overwhelmed, frustrated, and it's
Yes.
essential that they relax themselves, and that can only be possible through nurturing touch
Mm-hmm.
techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I think yes, and touch and massage are ways, they're not ways to self indulge. They're not ways in which you believe in self indulging. They are basically basic behavioral needs. So that's
Yes.
why I feel it's very essential that you do not follow these myths and fads centered around spoiling babies,
Yes.
particularly.
Yes. And can pregnant mothers learn to take classes before the baby comes?
Yes, definitely. Pregnant mothers can take these classes before. Usually, when I talk about my class, I demonstrate on a doll. So it's very easy to learn and understand. And we also provide handouts with all the strokes, the representative images, with the directions and everything. So it's a lot more easier to understand and keep it for your reference when your child is born. In fact, if you're prepared beforehand, nothing like it. You don't have to fit in massage into that
Mm-hmm.
schedule later on. You already have learned it and you can directly try with your baby.
Yes. Okay. Very nice. And what is the structure around your class?
When talk about my course, it's basically a 4-hour course, and that is spread across 4 different sessions.
Mm-hmm.
We have one session every week, and each session is for about an hour. We
Okay.
usually space the sessions out in 4 different sessions, mainly because we want to provide enough time for both the parents and the baby to adjust to the new dynamics of infant massage.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we provide various nurturing touch techniques, which are similar to massage, but
Mm-hmm.
so sometimes it so happens that babies are not always up to massage. So on a particular day, your baby will enjoy massage, but maybe on the other day, they might not want to be massaged. So in these
Right.
situations, there are a few nurturing touch techniques which can equally be beneficial. Also,
Okay.
we have certain gentle movements and exercises which help to align the baby's spine, pelvic muscles, massage the stomach, as
Mm-hmm.
well as stretch the arms and legs.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's like a whole structured pattern of touch put together for the best of a baby and parents. Also, we usually encourage both the parents to attend our classes.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally okay if either of them do attend, but if both of them can attend, it's wonderful. Of course, fathers want to bond with their baby too, right?
Yes. Yes. They should. They
And
absolutely should.
fathers also experience the release of oxytocin. So it's not only the
Yeah.
mothers, but it is also the fathers.
Right.
So
So
I think
they can experience it since they can't do the breastfeeding part, but they can experience it through
absolutely
the massage, right? That would be so nice.
right.
Yeah. I want to
Yes,
see more dads do this because I think they have no idea how beneficial this is in their bonding with their children and how much better
yes,
it just makes your life. It makes it better and better as the child grows older too. You just have a better connection with them, and that's all we want is to have like great
absolutely.
relationships with one another. So this is a great way to promote that,
Yeah,
and promote some mindfulness, right? Because you're very present in the moment when you're doing massage. You're really paying attention to that touch and how that feels, and so you're incorporating all the senses in there. It's really really nice. So I would love to
definitely.
see more dads get in there and enjoy it, and then they can also do it with their partners, which is nice because you do it for one another, and it
Yes,
will just help
totally.
the family unit just to be closer to one another.
Yeah, it's a fun activity, and
Mm-hmm.
it's lots and lots of bonding time. It's lots and lots of learning time for a parent where
Yes.
your baby will teach you how to touch them. So yeah,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
fun and it's super cute as well.
Yes, yes,
Um,
it is really cute. I love it. I totally love what you do. And I'm so happy that you came on the podcast and, you were so amazing, just saying yes immediately. And, I really loved having the conversation with you. I think this is so informative. I wish new parents would definitely take advantage of this because I know how beneficial this is for a child's development, and how parents are always focused on like, when is my child going to reach this milestone or that milestone. Like, this is a way to start it in the very early days of life. So why wouldn't you take advantage of something like this,
absolutely,
right? This is beautiful and I love what
absolutely.
you do. Thank you so much for doing this, Disha. This was amazing. And please let everyone know where they can find you.
Yes, definitely. You can look me up on Instagram. My Instagram handle is tinytouchjc. And there is also a link tree which can take you to the workshops I conduct. Currently, I am providing virtual sessions, and we have sessions for dads as well. So you can definitely visit the page and have a look. Also, we conduct classes for premature babies and babies with special needs. So if
Mm,
if
very
that's
nice. I love that. Yes, I think premature babies especially would benefit from this because, they are out of the womb earlier and so their neurodevelopment isn't fully there yet. So this would probably help to promote their development in that way. Yes, this
it
really
helps
is
in the
super
neurological
beneficial.
development
Mm-hmm.
as well as for babies to gain weight.
Ah,
So
awesome.
premature babies
And those
benefit
are
a
like the
lot.
two major things that parents who have premature babies are worried about, right? So,
Absolutely right.
so to help them in that way, that would be really awesome. This is something that I'm definitely going to like stress my my preemie parents, like you need to do this with your baby so that we can help promote their development. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Disha.
Thank you.
So it's Tiny Touch JC on Instagram, right?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
We are
And
coming up with a website real soon, but for now
okay.
we have the social media page and the Linktree page.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
It was so good to talk to you, and I totally enjoyed this session.
Good.
And
I'm
I'm looking
happy.
forward to many more. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Divina.
Thank you, Disha. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
To listen to more podcasts, please visit us at drdivinalopez.com and follow us on Instagram at Dr. Divina Lopez. Thank you for listening. Please keep in mind that all advice given in this podcast is general information. To understand your specific situation, you must consult with your pediatrician.